It's been a minute, guys. It's been a hot minute. Been 2 long weeks that we have been up here. We ain't got to talk sports. We ain't got to be to the people. I feel bad. I feel bad to the wall. We ain't get to talk to them. But thank God we are on tonight. So thank you, Jesus. We are on this lovely evening. Good evening. Good evening,
Easy.
brothers, sisters. Good evening.
What's going on?
Reporters
Hold on.
back. Off season, NFL season gone. Don't mean we don't exist. Um, can't get right. You're good. I know you're under the weather, but are you
Yeah,
doing all
yeah.
right otherwise?
Oh yeah, bro. Can't complain. Oh yeah, I'm
Okay, I
good.
know you. Yeah, I know you just took a trip up to Philadelphia not too long ago. You just went up there and saw the Super Bowl champions. I know you probably saw a lot of Philadelphia Eagles jerseys going all around there, didn't you?
Oh
You ain't got to
Lord.
lie. You ain't got to lie. You saw it, didn't you?
I saw I saw a lot of Sheagle jerseys and I saw a lot of them fighting each other.
Well, that's all part of the culture, and you can hate on them all you want to, but that's your business. Lone Wolf, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, but unfortunately for King, one of those things that the Eagles had this past week. That LeBron trophy that looked good. That's another day that top.
Good to hear. Sister, hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm here. I have no dog. Listen, I have no dog in any of these fights. So
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh
You have a
yeah.
few. You have a few. All right.
no, I don't. I
Hey,
absolutely don't.
hey, stop it. Stop it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We ain't been up here for a while, so we ain't gonna go ahead and BS. We
Mhm.
went in the NFL off season is gone. Eagles got their revenge after a 2 year beat the 2 year almost lost, almost beat the Chiefs. They get back. It wasn't even a game after the second quarter. Um, yeah, Chiefs no offensive line. It came back to bite you in your ass. Any
Oh yeah.
words, people?
Mm-mm.
Oh
Oh, by the way,
man.
Jalen Hurts, top three quarterback, top
Uh,
three.
yeah. All I can say is this.
Yo, this guy.
That that's all I can say to you. There is
Oh,
nothing to discuss.
yeah,
Oh Lord.
that sound like belt to ass.
Mm-mm-mm.
Sure was.
Um, can't get right. You don't want to agree with us that he's a top three quarterback?
No, he won't.
After all the stuff that he had been through, I'll give him his flower. I'll give him his flowers to be up in the top three.
Let me turn this volume up some more because I know I
I
didn't
Uh,
mute
want
it
to. I
this
want
time.
to turn it up some more
Hold on a
myself.
second.
Did I hear you say that? Let me hear
uh,
you. Let me hear
Say
you
that
once
again.
again
Hold on a
now.
second.
when you hear
Come
all
again.
the, I mean, after we had that talk, it was a lot of stuff being said about Jalen Hurts, and he proved to the spectators and all that he can win the Super Bowl. So he beat the best quarterback in the league. So I mean, give credit when credit's due. He won fair and square. He's a Super Bowl champion. Not only he's a Super Bowl champion, he's an MVP. So
Oh,
he's in the top
oh,
three.
oh, my
No,
corazón.
no, no,
I am so glad. I am so glad
hold
this
on.
mofo seen the
Uh,
light.
My
Oh
bad.
my
My
God.
nose, my
uh,
nose is
uh,
itching.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I
My nose was itching. My bad. Yeah. uh,
We can't believe it that we gonna shut down the show for the night. What? You said what? Oh my goodness! You being the Cowboys fan and the Eagles hater, biggest Eagles hater as you are, you finally want to admit to the wall and the American
but
public
all the
that
stuff.
Jalen
Well,
Hurts is a top 3 quarterback. Oh my
when I
goodness!
heard,
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
when
Oh
I heard
man! I
all the
gotta
stuff.
give you a round of applause.
No, fuck
Oh,
no.
round of
Don't do that.
applause. Oh my goodness, David. I am so proud of you. You are growing up. You are growing
Oh,
up. I'm
yeah.
proud of you. I'm so
Stop it,
proud of
Pride.
you.
Stop it.
What? We are proud of
Mm-mm.
you. We are proud. We give you props. At least you're giving respect to him. We had to force it
Yeah.
out of you. We had to
For
force it
sure.
out of you.
One thing I will say is he's very humble when in the and in the spectator where he keeps himself humble. Because
Yes, sir.
one thing I did see was I don't know, it was the night before or what, but they had the team meeting and
Mm-hmm.
Saquon got up there and said, the Chiefs can't fuck with us. Is that quote? He told his team that the Chiefs can't fuck with us. We're gonna go out there and beat their A word.
No, beat the ass.
Yeah, yeah, that. So my whole thing the matter was the Eagles when the Eagles played the Chiefs, they had a decent team that could have beat the Chiefs when they lost that 38-35. But when you add a Saquon Barkley back in that backfield, it's a different element.
I, but you
And
see,
that's what opened Jalen Hurts.
I
That's what
agree.
opened his game up.
I agree. I agree to
So
what you're saying, but
yeah.
but I let me allow you something. The
What's up?
the since you can come back now since he's seen the light. Um, when you gotta remember, sir, there's a defensive coordinator by the name of Vic Fangio that came from Denver,
Go
okay,
ahead.
and went to Philly. But what you say, oh Lord, for is the
Yeah.
truth. He
Uh-huh.
came from Denver.
He came from Denver, yeah.
Why? Why you being mad for?
No, I ain't doing that.
Denver got rid of him. Philly took him up and went ahead and he turned that defense of shit that they had last year that was damn near dead
Ferocious
last.
and fast. Ferocious and
And
fast.
he turned them into a #1 defense. And that defense reared its head against Patrick Mahomes. That front
Yeah.
four.
Front
How about
four. Yeah.
6 sacks? How
Yeah.
about a 4th fumble? How about 2 picks? How about Cooper DeJean
Was
running
it
one
two?
back to the
Was it 2 or 3?
residence?
It was 3 picks. Wasn't it 3 picks?
Two,
It was 2? I know Bond. I
two.
know Zach Bond, Cooper,
And Cooper
Cooper.
DeJean went back one to the residence.
Right. Oh, okay. I thought it was
Yes,
3, but
it was 2.
okay,
He had a turnover, a
okay.
strip sack,
Yeah, the strip sack, correct.
and Lone Wolf, and can't get right. What have I said for that whole playoffs when you turn over the football?
Game.
Yeah,
It's
that's how
that
you lose the
simple.
game.
Go win the game. Before I get to it, Ash, I can't get right. What? Yayo? Did you hear some yayo?
Huh?
You know what? Yayo. Cocaine.
Oh,
talking about Scarface
Did you hit?
Rums.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you hit that? Yeah, Hurts is a top 3 quarterback. I might have to pack up.
Like I said. Well, all the hearsay is all the critics and the spectators stuff they were saying about Jalen Hurts. He shut them up this year. He shut them up. He showed that he showed that he can win the Super Bowl, and he kept it with him. He said it was a conference. He said, I forgot who he said sat him down. He was sitting down in the locker room after that loss to Kansas City, and they say we're gonna be back here again. We're gonna be back here again.
I need a
We ready for it.
I need a moment. I need a moment.
I mean, listen. At the end of the day, no, wait. At the end of the day, I can't stand the damn Seagulls. But you know what? One thing I would tell you that I am supportive. Excuse me, I say this. I am supportive for my Afro American players. The stuff the critics were saying about him and the stuff they put him through after that Super Bowl loss, and then the other couple of seasons as being with Philly and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm all for him. I mean, football's football. I ain't gonna never be a Seagull fan. I ain't gonna never like the Patriots. I ain't gonna never like the Orange Horses asses. I ain't gonna never like them. But let me tell you. One thing about me, when it comes down to the players in the NFL, we don't know how much stuff they go through. Number one, we don't know. Some of them could tolerate the antics that the politics be throwing at them and the critics and the spectators, like that. But you know what? Jalen Hurts, he handled it well, and he shut them up. So now that he shut them up, they can shut the fuck up, and he could just have fun and play this game of football. Next season.
Now,
I gotta break this out.
Yo, send me some of that, man. That's the Jimmy piece. That's good. That's some good stuff right there, though.
I gotta break this out.
Hold on. Now, let's move on. Now, let's move on to a little something more. Let's move on to a little something important now, because we got some. Now, with the Eagles being the champions, we gotta ask some questions. Couple questions going in the off season. So let's ask question number 1.
Okay.
What Lone Wolf, I'll give it to you first. Eagles priority in the off season.
Really? Nothing except for make his deal, and that's it. Let's review this a little bit. Let's get that out the way. Slay, let's get that out the way. Eagles just had to sign John Sweat because the rest of the teams is locked up for the next 3 years, which means Eagles will save enough money cap space. They don't really do nothing. That defense is set for the next 3 or 4 years. That's set. The only thing you gotta do is sign Josh Sweat a good deal. That's all. Yes.
Can't get right. What you got?
I got 2 things. The Eagles. The first thing foremost is an offensive coordinator. Because Kellen Moore, he going to the Saints. That's number 1. They definitely got to get a good offense coordinator who could collaborate with Jalen and Saquon the same way Kellen Moore did this year to help the Eagles win the chip.
I agree with that one.
That's one. Yeah. The second thing, believe it or not, is I'm gonna say 2 positions: a DT, another DT, and an outside linebacker to go right next to Zach Vaughn.
Now, I agree with both of y'all, but there's one that y'all ain't really talk about. They need to resign Zach Vaughn first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He had a great season. He had a great season.
They just went ahead and got him for the cheap. From the trade deadline. So, and after what he did, since he went with the Eagles and a playoff run and the Super Bowl, he gonna be pretty expensive.
And got an interception in the Super Bowl.
Huh?
And he got an interception in the Super Bowl too. The way
that's why I said he made an impact in the Super Bowl. He's going to be worth some money. So I think Howie and Jeffrey need to go ahead and put some money in his pocket because he deserves it. We need to go for him to put some money in his pocket. And number two, number 26, we need to make sure he gets some long-term money. We need to make sure he got long-term security for him and his future wife. Him and his wife and his family.
He should be the highest running back paid.
Hey, him and his family need to be compensated for the outstanding work that he had done this year, making the Philadelphia Eagles a Super Bowl champions. So he deserves some money.
Rushing over 2,000 yards in the season.
Yes. He deserves some money for him and his family.
Yeah, but like I said, as long as because he's an unrestricted free agent. That's the key. That's going to be the key to keep that defense, that front defense going. And he's right about Zach.
I agree with your Josh Sweat pick. I agree with your Josh Sweat pick. I mean, but they need to.
Those two side, Bond and Sweat side, you find another corner. You can find another linebacker in the draft. Save you straight. You straight for that 3 or 4 years. Nothing more than less. Hurts guys money. Brown guys money. Barkley guys money. So you good.
You know what, Wolf? I think Philly could go for another defensive back or safety.
I agree with that too. Darius Slay might be retiring.
Thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because
he's right because Darius Slay might be retiring.
They're just
right.
old and
Darius Slay Darius Slay might retire. So I agree. But they got the Gene and Mitchell back there. So I can agree with you. They can use a third corner.
They can use a third cornerback or a safety.
Yeah. They find that in the draft.
I like Blanchard should be okay, but a free safety would be good for them.
Now, quick. Chiefs problems.
Offensive line.
Yeah.
Offensive line. Oh no, that ain't the only one. That ain't the only one. The Chiefs.
No.
The Chiefs, huh?
No.
The offense and the defensive line.
Defensive line, yes. Offensive line, yes. They need another corner.
Yes. I was just about to go there because they was missing L'Jarius Sneed in that Super Bowl. They miss him. They need him.
You see what Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown did to them?
My God.
That's the three. Lone Wolf, you agree? Those 3 positions need to be addressed ASAP in the offseason for the Chiefs.
Let's review. And they're going to need another receiver. Because Keith Brown.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Lone Wolf, hold on. Lone Wolf, you're breaking up in and out. So I need you to go and change it to your headphones.
All right, let me switch over.
I agree with him. Yeah, I do need another. They do need another. They do need another corner. They do need another. Another receiver. I'd agree.
Yeah, they need another receiver because Hopkins gonna be gone. Brown's gonna be gone.
Nah, they're gonna sign Hopkins.
No.
They're gonna sign
Hopkins old. If you sign Hopkins, you might sign to a 1-year deal. At the most.
Huh?
So if I was cheap,
Whoa.
I will get what? Hold on, let me go back.
He said, well,
Nah,
I mean, I agree with Hopkins, but I think Hopkins will come back for another year with them.
yeah. Hopkins. I think Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Worthy is definitely he's gonna be back next year. I think he
But
signed a
you
4
gotta
year
think
deal.
though. But you gotta think. Don't forget
They getting old. They
Rice.
old.
Don't forget Rice will come back.
The question is how he's gonna be. He's
Okay
probable.
then.
When you come from a
Hold on a
broken
second.
leg, when you
You
come
hear
from
me?
a broken leg,
Yep.
Okay.
we gotta see how he do. If he gonna be the same Rice when he get on that field. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
that's gonna take a little time, but you're gonna need a receiver. And I guarantee the Chiefs gonna draft a receiver.
They better
They
draft
will.
a
Or a cornerback,
They better draft
or a
a
corner,
lineman first.
or a lineman. Yeah.
Yeah.
They better draft a lineman first.
Because right now, the way I see it, the band's about to break up. And Travis Kelsey, we don't know what he's going to do, if he's going to retire
That's
or
a
he's going to get
big
one more
question.
year.
What do you think, real quick? You think he's done?
Yeah, I think he's done.
You think he done?
His look on his face in the Super Bowl, he didn't look like the Travis Kelsey that was determined to win a Super Bowl. He looked more like he was like stressed the fuck out. You see how he was walking the sidelines? He didn't look like he was into the game. Mahomes didn't even look like he was into the game.
None of them are.
When you got hit 16 times, I mean that does something to you, you know.
Yeah.
So the point being is this:
I think
the band's about to break up.
Go ahead, Lone Wolf.
I'm sorry, the band's about to break up. Plain and simple. And the band
So
is about to break up.
So you're saying yes, you think he's done?
I'm saying that he is done. It's like he had nothing in him because you got to think about it. Think about it because in that division, there's two quarterbacks that is on their way to take that division crown. I ain't worried about the Raiders. So the Chiefs championship window is start close, slowly but surely.
No.
As long as you got
As
Patrick
long as you got
Mahomes
number
and
15
Andy
back
Reid
there,
and
ain't going nowhere.
that window ain't closing.
Exactly.
I
It's
say
just gonna
slowly,
continue.
not yet.
But
It's
look,
not happening as long
no,
as
look,
Mahomes,
Lone Wolf,
number 15 back there.
as
Not
long as they
happening.
got 15, they just need to build around him.
I agree.
They will be right back in the contention. They will be right back in contention again.
They
They
the
just
Kansas
gotta,
City.
they just gotta address. They just have to address 3 positions and they will be fine.
O-line, D-line, and cornerback.
That's it. Now, I have another question. Myles Garrett was saying that he wants to be traded. Where can you see now? Truthfully, where can you see Myles Garrett?
Two places. I would say this, and Lord forgive me for one of them. The first one, I'm going to say my Cowboys. Why?
Bye, motherfucker.
Because
No.
he's from Arlington.
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out. Hear him out.
Because he's from Arlington, Texas. He grew up. His family and him grew up as Cowboy fans. So he's a Cowboy faithful. He even put out a live to Jerry Jones to trade for him to come back home. He wants to come back home and play for the Cowboys. That's the number one. That's the number one. We all seen the video. The number two, Ali, you about. I'm gonna see how you feel about this one. The Washington Commanders.
And you need to get that. You need to get out of my head. You need to get out of my head because that is exactly where I think where he might end up.
With that, listen, Washington. One thing about them already, they was aggressive defense this year. Then when you add a phenom like Myles Garrett on the line to go with Deron Payne and oh God, what's the other dude name from Bama? Deron
Allen.
Payne. Huh?
Allen.
That was the first name.
Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen. Yeah, Jonathan Allen, Deron
I'm a
Payne,
Bama guy, so I know.
well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? But you add him on the line with them three, and you got old Cowboy players of Dorrance Armstrong, and you got I forgot who else they got as a DE. To add Myles Garrett on that line with the best defensive tackle besides Philly. Washington is second best with defensive tackle with the comparisons of Allen and Deron Payne playing together. And the reason why they're so good together is because they play that Bama together. They have that continuity with each other, that chemistry with each other already. You know what I mean? You add a Myles Garrett on that line gonna be ferocious. That line's gonna be ferocious. Because who you gonna? They already be doubling Allen and Payne to keep them from keep them from getting to the quarterback. Leave Myles Garrett 1-on-1 with a tackle? I don't think so.
Lone Wolf, where you see him?
For one, I don't see him in Dallas, so get out of that system. You don't have the cap space to play with.
You talking about cap space? We have to trade.
I
If there's a will, there's a way.
Hold on.
I agree. No, I agree with David. The only thing we always be talking about is
Jerry Jones.
Okay. Thank you. Lone Wolf, continue, because I don't want to say my take yet. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to take it like this. By the way, I don't believe the Cowboys because unless you go and come up there and let Dak Prescott or CeeDee Lamb give us some of that money, you can forget that episode. But the Washington Commander is one of them. The other one, Detroit Lions.
No.
That's exactly who I thought was the other team. Yes.
Detroit Lions. Yes. And here's why. Let's review. You have the cash space to resign to a new deal. And then you have enough money to get Adrian Hudson because he getting hit year 3 pretty soon. After coming off from a bad injury. With Adrian Hudson and Myles Garrett on the line, yes, that defense is going to be ferocious. That's number one. And Detroit has enough.
Really?
Oh, you have to chance.
Hey. Don't let me mute you.
I got you.
Yeah, you have the chance. So think about it. Detroit Lions have enough cap space to resign Myles Garrett to a good deal. Detroit Lions also have more draft capital to keep the give Cleveland. Because all Cleveland wants is draft capital. That's why I say with the Cowboys situation, you may not have you don't have that much draft capital, and you definitely don't have enough cap space. Where Washington has a decent enough cap space and a decent enough draft pick to go contend with Cleveland. So that's the thing that's killed the Cowboys. Really, the Cowboys can't do nothing because 2/3 of their payroll is Dak and CeeDee Lamb's. So,
and after when you add Micah Parsons, David, it's definitely going to be 60% of the cap. It's not because we don't believe that your team can't get him. It's because your money is going to be strapped between three players. Your cap space is going to be strapped. So I'm not saying that y'all can't do it. Y'all ain't going to be able to afford to do it.
This is Jerry Jones we talking about, though.
Until Jerry Jones show me the definition of all in.
I know, right?
Thank you. As soon as he can tell me a true definition of all in, I don't believe him.
I mean, don't get me wrong. These are my boys we talking about, but I'm a realist too. I'm a realist.
I know.
And Jerry Jones is the problem. I mean, look what Houston did for the season getting Stephon Diggs. They gave up a second round draft pick just to get him.
Sir. Houston, Dallas. 2 different organizations.
No. But what I'm saying to you is that we could give up. We got the draft picks. We got the draft picks to give up to Cleveland. Cleveland's trying to rebuild.
Like I said, sir.
Jerry Jones.
If you're going to go ahead and talk about cap space before picks,
right?
I don't want to hear anything with your draft picks if you ain't got money to pay him. Because that's what
Right.
he want. He gonna want
I
money.
understand.
He don't
Understand.
want to be a 1-year rental. He is not
Understand.
trying to be he's not trying to be a journeyman. That is not what he is.
Right.
He is in his 20s, in his prime.
28.
Thank you.
29. Mhm.
Thank you. Now, I agree with Lone Wolf with exactly the two teams that he talked about. Washington is not that far away from Super Bowl contention.
They ain't. They ain't.
Neither is Detroit. Put your hand down. You talk too much.
Oh boy.
Detroit might need an offensive coordinator. Yes. They might
Yes.
need a D cord.
Yes.
Yes. But their defense, if you bring back the players healthy and you add a Myles Garrett with the offense that they have, Detroit would be just fine.
Mm.
You could go ahead and all you want.
They need to work
You
on. They
got
need to work on.
nothing to say.
They need to work on their secondary because their secondary was getting burnt.
Like I said, if they bring back the team that before was injured in the hospital, they will be just fine.
Okay.
They were great before they got broken up. You bring them back, you add a Miles,
Yeah,
they're fine.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Yeah.
They have 2 coordinators they need to rehire or get hired.
Well,
that's fine.
Detroit.
They lost Ben Johnson and
yeah,
they
I'm about
lost
to say
Aaron
Ben
Glenn.
Johnson.
And they lost Aaron Glenn to the Jets. So they
Oh,
need to
he went back
address.
to his old team.
So they do need to address those 2 first. That is important. So before we even try to reassess them, I need to see who their offense and defensive coordinators is first.
Yeah.
But for right now, I definitely agree with Washington.
Yeah.
They are a defensive lineman and a wide receiver away from going to a Super Bowl.
Wide receiver. I say tight end.
No, they could have went. Scratch that. They could have back. They could have went.
Zach Ertz was very serviceable for him.
Yeah, matter of fact, no. The way I see it with Washington is this.
I agree with you. I agree with you. No, hold on, no Wolf. I agree with him. No. I agree with you. Zach Ertz is old. They need to get a younger tight end. So I agree with you with that.
Injury prone. Injury prone.
Yeah, I agree.
He wasn't injury prone this year. He wasn't injury prone this year.
I thought this year he was a couple of games.
Nah, he wasn't injury prone. Now, for Washington, to me personally, I think another guard will be just sweeten the pot. Or a left tackle should sweeten the pot. You still got all pro.
Their line was decent.
No. Their line is decent, but I want that beef. I want that beef.
Not really. They got some holes on the line.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not worried about all pro Cosby. Cosby holding the left guard down. I mean, a left tackle and a right guard should be A-OK for him. That way, it can open up the running game and protect Jaden Daniels on there. That's it. Other than that,
I mean, don't get me wrong. You got to clip Kingsbury from Arizona, and one of his things that he was really good at was running the ball. Look what he did with James Conner.
They got running backs. They're fine.
They got running backs. I'm not worried about running back. You got to get that offensive line just right. You get that offensive line just right.
If they want to run, if they're trying to be a running team, like they want to be
like that. I wasn't saying just the running back. I was talking about his running scheme. And Washington do have a good running scheme. They fine.
I know. But you can't run no football in this league if your line ain't right.
True. That is true.
It took like I said, it took my team roughly 8 years to get right.
80 years. I got you.
8 years.
I heard you.
Maybe 9. Cool. Offensive line was like,
I don't know if you heard, but he was trying to be sarcastic. He did say 80 years.
I know. I won't be. See, I would worry if I was him. I would worry about that offensive line that he should have dressed 2 years earlier or 3 years earlier.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Next
we
person we got real quick. Let's go ahead and talk real fast. Cooper Kupp.
Oof. Man.
Who needs Cooper Kupp service? You want 2 teams, right?
I got 2.
2. If I'm gonna be brilliant enough to say this will be Kansas City. I hate to say this, but it might be Chiefs. It's one of them.
Somebody that knows to move the chains.
Yep.
Okay.
Another person that can help Cooper Kupp service. I'm leaning towards Buffalo for some odd reason.
I got a better team.
What you got?
Pittsburgh.
They do need a receiver.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
The culture fit would work for him.
I got 3 teams. You ready?
Just two.
It's only gotta be 2?
Yes.
I mean, he's already in LA. Why not go to the Chargers?
Yeah, could do. Yeah.
And y'all gonna get mad at me.
If you say that other team that resides in Texas.
No, he's not. He might not be wrong though. Because CeeDee Lamb
helps CeeDee Lamb out.
It helps CeeDee Lamb out. Because they're not believing in Brandon Cooks.
And not only that, one thing CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Kupp have in common is they can line up anywhere on the field.
Yeah.
They can line up anywhere on the field and do their thing.
Yeah. I can agree. Cooper Kupp could fit. Cooper Kupp could fit there. Yeah. But here's my 2.
I'm listening.
We need him.
Patriots. I had him on my mind, but I wasn't thinking about it.
We need him. I gonna be honest. Drake May is real good quarterback. We got him. We like him, but he needs some help. Either T. Higgins or Cooper Kupp would be good for him.
Yeah.
We need a number 1 receiver somewhere. We've been praying for a number 1 receiver forever. It's time for us to finally get one. We are due for that. So he's one, and the other one, Houston.
That's a good one.
Makes sense.
I can go deep into
that. You don't know when Stephon Diggs coming back. You don't know when Tank Dell coming back. Nico Collins gonna need help.
I got another thing. If you want to go Houston, if you want to go Houston, because Cooper Kupp, you gotta remember Cooper Kupp is in age now. He's getting older. So when you get older, you want to go to a team that has a chance of being playoff contention and that could make it to the Super Bowl. So I will say Washington.
I like that too. They need another receiver. Like Cooper Kupp could pretty much fit any place.
Yeah. My only thing is the last 2 seasons he's been very injury prone.
He's been losing a step. Yeah, I agree.
He has lost a step, but he's still. If you give him the ball, he's still clutch. He still make plays. I give that. But that's why I think real talk. That's why I think Pittsburgh would be the best place for him.
I said I like Pittsburgh, but I have concerns about Pittsburgh.
George Pickens need help.
No, I'm not doing. George Pickens needs to add to adjustment.
He needs to get himself mature first.
No, George Pickens needs to add to adjustment. For one thing, for certain is this.
But Cooper Kupp being there will give veteran leadership though.
But George Pickens. But guess what? When you got
my boys need that too. I'm not even gonna lie. Before hold on, Wolf. Before you say it, I said this to both of y'all. My main thing with my team that they should work on this shit is veteran leadership. They got it now. The coaches they hired, they are veteran leadership. They did some good. I don't know how Brian Schottenheimer going to be for my boys as a head coach, but he already has a flow with them with the offense. That's where we sucked at. But my thing is that I love the O-line coach that we picked up from the Cardinals.
We ain't talking Cowboys, sir.
No, we're not. But I'm saying, like I said, wherever Cooper Kupp goes, he gonna go there because of veteran leadership. He definitely get veteran leadership wherever he goes.
This is why I say everybody wants these players, but the question is, do you have enough cap space to take them? I know the Patriots got enough cap space to take them anyway, so that's nothing.
We're number 2 in the National Football League in cap space, so don't worry, we got money to spend.
You got money to spend anyway, so I'm not worried about the Patriots. With him coming up, you don't have 1 year left on the contract with him, just one. And that was a $14 million deal. After that, he becomes a free agent after 2020, 2025, 2026 season. So you ask yourself, is it worth the risk or reward? To the Patriots, it's worth the risk. $14 million on the books is not going to hurt you because you got plenty of money. Because Patriots don't spend money like that anyway.
No, we're greedy.
They don't spend money like that anyway.
Yeah, we're very.
So I think so out of all the, even Pittsburgh don't spend money like that anyway. So
no, they don't do that.
But the difference between them two is this: I trust the Patriots more with Cooper Kupp than Pittsburgh with Cooper Kupp. Why? Why I say that? Quarterback issues.
That and we got Josh McDaniels.
Quarterback issue. This is why I trust Cooper Kupp in New England than Cooper Kupp in Pittsburgh. Because I don't know which quarterback you'll get at.
Do you know what Josh McDaniels could do with Cooper Kupp?
Think of him as Julian Edelman mixed with Rob. Think of him as Julian Edelman mixed with Rob Gronkowski a little bit.
No, not no Rob Gronkowski. That's a tight end. I'm talking about Wes Welker. I'm talking about Julian Edelman. Yeah, he's built like that. So can you imagine what you can do in offense like McDaniel?
Oh yeah, that's why I say I think New England will fit him perfectly because I don't know what quarterback you'll get out of Pittsburgh. I don't know if Russell Wilson. I don't know if Russell Wilson is going to come back.
We don't know either.
And I don't know if you're going to pick up your option on Justin Fields.
Well, what do you think?
Yes.
If my mindset is correctly, I want to pick up my 5th-year option on Justin Fields and let Russell Wilson walk. Let Russell Wilson walk.
Because Justin Fields, when he was playing with Pittsburgh before Wilson came back, Pittsburgh was winning. Pittsburgh was winning. He brings a different element. Of course, all three of us know that. He brings a different element in the quarterback. I mean, him and Russell, they are similar. They are similar. The only difference is older. Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly my point. My whole thing is that I think they should bring him back. Because he didn't do too bad under Mike Tomlin.
No.
He didn't. I was mad. I ain't gonna lie. I was mad that they took him out and put Russell to start. Because as soon as Russell came in there, the first game he played, Pittsburgh lost. And mind you, they was on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah.
I
And this
think
is
they need
why.
to keep Fields and get rid of Russell Wilson too, because of Russell Wilson, you already know what you gain from him.
But
Yeah, man. On top of that,
real
hold
talk.
on, before you go further.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say this, because Russell Wilson ain't gonna lose money. Think about it for him. He's not gonna lose money. Here's why he's not gonna lose money. We still owe him $40 million.
He's still gonna be good.
So if nobody signs Russell Wilson's still gonna get paid regardless.
That he is.
And you can pick up Justin Fields' 5th-year option because you're not gonna pick up Najee Harris. Najee Harris gonna be gone anyway. But anyway, pick up Justin Fields' 5th-year options.
Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
Yo.
What up?
Okay, you're coming in on a little free agency frenzy. We're having a little argument of where these free agents you think you will go. So I'm gonna give you a little run. Myles Garrett.
Whoever who wins the championship, no matter who team it is, whoever it goes, you're automatically gonna put them in the playoffs, let alone a championship. I can't pick a team right now.
Okay, Cooper Kupp.
If T Higgins get a tag, then I would say Cincinnati because that would free up some money for them.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a dark horse.
That's a good one. I ain't thought about that one.
Wow.
So if you say T Higgins will be gone, where can you see T Higgins go?
If he doesn't accept the tag and he's going to be on a trading, if he's going to be gone as a free agent, who needs a number 1 right now? That's right on the cusp. I could see him maybe going to LA and either going to the Chargers or the Rams.
Ooh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
More Chargers because they're younger and Lad McConkey needs a little more help.
I got something even better. The Patriots.
But that's the obvious one.
That's the obvious.
It's the obvious. If I'm looking outside, because you got to remember, if you're looking at T. Higgins and what he wants to do, he wants to be the number 1, but then he also still wants to be in a playoff fight.
Mm-hmm.
New England will be there in a few years. Will he be a good stomping piece for them? Absolutely. But the question is, does he want to wait that long while he's still in his prime
We're not
right
ready
now?
yet. We're not ready yet.
Yeah, I say not really. That's why I
Well,
said.
do I think we're gonna be like a lot better team this year? Like a 7-8 win team? I do. But we're not ready yet.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. I don't think the Patriots just yet. If he'd wait one more year, I would then say the Patriots because I think they'll have all their pieces that they need. They just need one more guy to put them over the top. But right now, I'm looking at the Chargers or the Rams because they're literally probably like a wide receiver away from really making one more good.
I will agree with your Rams. But there's an interesting caveat to that. Are they going to keep Stafford?
Yeah, they'll keep Stafford. They'll keep, if you're looking at the quarterback pool right now, even with the quarterbacks coming out of the draft, I like them. I don't love any of them. Probably maybe outside of Cam Ward, but by the time it gets there, Cam will probably be gone. So if you're looking at the quarterback pool that's out there right now, the only really top quarterback you're really going to look for is Sam Darnold. And we saw how he is with a great offense. Don't get me wrong. I think the Rams is a great offense, but I think they're more complex than Minnesota's offense. And mind you, I think now if you're looking at it, you can get another quarterback within the next 2 years. I think in the next 2 years, the next draft class between the Arch class and then the other class that's coming in, that's the class you're going to want a quarterback in. So if you get Stafford 2 more years with a T. Higgins and a Puka Nacua with Kyrie Williams, yeah, I
agree. Hold on, before you go Lone Wolf, KOC came from the McVay tree.
And see, I know KO's from the McVay tree, but the thing about McVay is the difference between McVay and him is the one thing that Antonio always kills the other quarterbacks, other coaches for. KO don't have a killer instinct. McVay does.
Yeah.
Now, you just gave me an idea. If you were the Rams and you want T. Higgins, now is still the time to get him. Here's why I say that. You can trade Cooper Kupp for T. Higgins' rights.
Yep.
And then get T. Higgins a long-term deal.
Yep.
That would be the best scenario. Because if you wait for free agency, I see where Rob goes with. If you wait for free agency, everybody from the mama and the grandma will knock at T. Higgins' door.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's not going to be good. So if you're the Rams general manager, I will get on the phone and call the Bengals general manager, and let's make a trade.
Absolutely.
And then that way you have T. Higgins' rights until March the I think it's the 13th, I believe. March 13th, and you can make some deals with them. You got both teams got the money. The difference is you only gonna get Cooper Kupp for 1 year.
I think
you only get Cooper Kupp for 1 year, and then you still got a chance to sign Jamal Chase if you're the Bengals.
Now
and there you go.
I think T. Higgins, I think he's gonna take that franchise tag because of his loyalty with Cincinnati. I think he ain't gonna go nowhere. I think he's gonna stay in the bond he got with Joe Barrow. I really think he ain't going nowhere.
I understand the loyalty, some there with the Bengals, some there. But guess what?
I can understand that, but see,
I understand, but it's business.
I know, but what the Bengals gonna run into? They gonna almost run into a problem what the Cowboys run into because they're gonna have 3 high paid players that are gonna go against their cap. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Their offense gonna take almost 2/3 of their cap. Yep. Yes, they are. So I just saying if they take the franchise tag, that will help.
Yeah.
That will help. But let's move on real quick. Let's move on to the association. All-Star weekend had happened.
Oh God.
Yeah. Took the words out of my mouth.
Guys, it's okay. At least the boys did compete a little bit in the All-Star game. I said a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit better than compared to the rest of the years. But one thing I will say about All-Star weekend. Matt McClung, that dude nasty.
Yeah, his hops is crazy.
Matt McClung is nasty.
His hops is crazy.
Rob.
I mean, I think, to be honest with you, this is probably the first time in those 3 years that Matt McClung actually got challenged because I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Stephon Castle came out there and he showed off as well. He told everybody, he said, look, I ain't just no quiet person. I am an assassin. I got hops and I can dunk just as good as he did. I mean, they both came out there and they actually showed up. And I actually was impressed with both of them. The only difference is the only thing I just don't like is the fact that they only use Matt McClung just for the dunk contest. So they just signed him for for like a 10-day contract and stuff like that and put him in a dunk contest. That's not fair. Let that man actually play.
He gotta get paid. He gotta get paid. Everybody gotta get paid some type of way, Rob. He don't get no playing
No,
time.
I know they gotta get paid some type.
you're not catching on what Rob's saying.
No, I get that. If you really, look, there have been high flyers that were just high flyers, but the problem was those high flyers would actually still have a game and they could actually showcase their game. I need for them to actually showcase Matt McClung's game because I hear him in the G League. I hear he drops 25 and 30 points, but then you don't call him up until it's All-Star weekend.
You know why, right?
Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice. It's nice because you're building a product, but at the same time,
right? Matt McClung brings ratings. He brings
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm okay with that. But at the same time, you can bring the ratings all you want, but let's just be real. This is All-Star weekend, not volunteer weekend. This is All-Star weekend. If I want to see a dunk contest, I want the stars. I'm not paying what, $1,000 for the whole weekend just to see guys that are trying to make a name for themselves, which is okay, but I want the stars. I grew up watching the stars in these events. I wasn't alive for the Bird doing it, but I was alive. I was alive to see Donovan Mitchell do it. I've seen Blake Griffin in the dunk contest. I've seen Aaron Gordon in the dunk contest twice. I watched the highlights of Jordan. I've seen Dominique. I've seen all these greats be in the dunk contest, but they don't want to do it because they are scared and they're making too much money to actually be in these contests. So it's either going to be one or two things. You're going to have to amp up the money to make these players be in the dunk contest and find a way to make it somewhat of a tax break for them so they can actually get all of the money. Just do away with it altogether.
Yeah, I agree.
And I actually kind of like what KD said. If they're upset about this, make that event. Just go ahead and cancel the event. But don't blame the fans on this, KD, because guess what? You're the ones that are doing this. The fans are not in the All-Star game. You guys are. So it's you guys' fault from the time that when LeBron came into this to right now that the product of the All-Star game has watered down. So don't blame the fans for the fact that they're upset because they're paying their hard-earned money, just not only being season ticket holders, but also All-Star game holders, and being there for the entire weekend to take pictures.
Even Draymond and I were complaining. Come on, man, stop it.
But that's why I love Draymond. Draymond's going to be who he is, and that's what he's going to say what it is. He's going to keep it real. He's not only speaking for the fans, not only speaking up for the players, but he's speaking up for the fans as well. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the fact that Steph, KD, Kyrie, and those guys, they come out there, even though they've been doing this for years, they still come out there and still put out a product. And I appreciate the young guys have already embraced, and I love the young guys. Because that first game, they embraced the fact of being all-stars. They want to be there. They want to give the fans a show. I love that Wemby looked at his teammates and said, hey, get it together. I want to win this. So I appreciate the fact that guys like Wemby, SGA, Sagoon, and all these young guys. And it's bad that I hate to say this. It's bad that the foreigners are the ones that are embracing the all-star roles more than the Americans are embracing it more than anything, because the Americans looking at it as just as something that they've always abandoned to. No, you got to. I hate to say this. Some of them might need to take away their all-stars to appreciate the fact that they need to be all-stars and give the fans an actual decent show.
I agree.
Now we got that out the way. Now we get that out the way. The second half of the NBA season is coming. So I'm going to ask all four of y'all one thing that you're looking at going into the second half of the season. It could be a question. It could be the one thing that intrigues you going into the second half, going into this playoff push. Rob, since you just got in there, I will let you go first.
The obvious one would be how I want to see the Lakers move with not only having Luka really being embracing to the role, but also if Dalton Connect coming back and see how he gels with the team. That's the obvious. But my thing would be, can the top 3 teams in the West stay where they're at? Because you got OKC, Memphis, and Houston as the top 3. Can they keep their spots where they're at now and hold off the teams like Dallas, Denver, Lakers, Clippers, other teams like that? Because I think right now, as much as I embraced it last year saying we could be looking at the future, that really is the future of the NBA. Those 3 teams right there. Granted, I know the Spurs will be there once we get stuff together, but if we're looking at the right now, it's those 3 teams: the Houston, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, and the Thunder. And those 3 teams hold off their 3 spot and see if they can really make a push in the playoffs. That's what I'm going to be gunning for, because the West is so much fun.
If I wanna go onto the West on the Western Conference, it would be 2 things. Golden State, how y'all gonna do in the second half now that y'all got Jimmy Butler on your squad now? You know, Golden State actually look good with Jimmy Butler. I gotta say that they actually do. Stephon Curry look like he's happy to play ball again, because he damn sure wasn't happy before Jimmy got there. I say that. Dallas. Y'all made a trade with LA. Y'all got their big man, AD. And now you got a gigantic front court that should be able to dominate all the front courts in the league. If you want me to keep it real.
But there's a problem. But there's a problem.
The injuries.
All of them is in the hospital.
Yeah, that's my thing. I worry about Dallas with all the talent they got. Where they gonna go in the second part of the break? Can they stay? They injured right now? Can they actually, when they get uninjured and get back on the court, can they stay healthy? all this talent they got, they should be in the top 3 right now. And they even make
the playoffs.
Exactly my point. Now,
here's my thing. Dallas will not make the playoffs. I'm putting it right down on my name. Dallas will not make the playoffs, and I don't see Sacramento making the playoffs either.
I think Sacramento get the 8th spot.
No, Sacramento won't get the playoffs. No. But here's what I'm worried about.
Look at Rob.
Look at me.
I said it. But here's a bit.
Here he go.
But I'm not looking at the West. I'm looking at the East. And
I said, what are the 2 things that you're looking at, sir? What are the 2 things that you're looking at? Let's get back on course.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm looking at, can the Sixers find their way back in?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
That's one thing.
Hell no.
Hell no.
The only game and a half behind. Well, they're 2.5 games behind for the PV spot. And the second one is, can the Pacers stay at number 4?
No.
Because Milwaukee's coming and Detroit is coming.
Right.
They're gonna go over them.
Well, you want to bring up the Pacers?
No. Here's my thing. The sneaky team I'm looking at is Detroit Pistons. That's who I'm looking at. Detroit Pistons.
They're not sneaky. Them boys play D.
No. Hey. You got credit.
Hey.
You got credit. You got credit.
I said this was the team.
Because I got a funny feeling that by the end of the season, Detroit will be at number 4.
No.
I'm going that far though.
No, I give number 4. No more than 4.
6 or 7.
No more than 4. Here's what I say. If I was Detroit Pistons, well, you gotta think about it. You got Giannis and Lillard. You lost. What else you got? Kuzma is your youngest one you got. And then the Pacers, you don't know which one you're gonna get. Either or.
My thing, even though I've never been a big fan of them, is the Knicks. I'm calling out the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not worried about the Knicks.
Knicks will be fine. Knicks will be fine when they get Mitchell Robinson. When they get Mitchell Robinson and Anunoby back, they'll be fine.
Yeah. I worry about
when
the Knicks.
Mitchell Robinson and Anunoby comes back, the Knicks will be just fine.
Yeah.
But back to that Detroit, when they trade for Malik Beasley, that turned their season around completely. That turned their season.
I can say that, but you know what?
That and a fully healthy Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, I'm about to say Cade Cunningham being healthy.
That is the best of Cade Cunningham I ever seen. We was waiting for him.
So now here's my 2 questions, since everybody wanted to have 2 questions. Question number 1. I need to see if Cleveland got what it takes to be consistent to stay on top of the East.
Yes.
Because Boston is there, and Boston looking like they want to have a little second half surge. But if they can't shoot the threes that they typically shoot, Boston will have a problem.
But one thing I'm gonna tell you about Cleveland, when Cleveland and Boston,
Sir,
let him go.
Yeah, my bad.
Now, the problem with Cleveland I have is Spider-Man being too ball dominant. You have a team now, sir. DeAndre Hunter has joined you. You don't need to do it by yourself.
Facts.
Okay, Donovan? Your 20 points is fine. You know why? Because DeAndre Hunter can do it too.
Absolutely.
So, I need you to stop worrying about trying to get 40 pieces and share the ball. Share. Sharing is caring.
Well,
yeah, I agree. Garland been playing real good too.
That's what I was going to say. The reason why he wasn't All-Star this year is actually it wasn't even his points. You do realize he averaged 6 assists. He's tied with Garland for the most assists on the team.
I need him to do it when it's in the playoff, because when in the playoff, he always want to be ball dominant.
Right.
I don't know, but that's the thing. The problem, the reason why he's so ball dominant is because everybody else hasn't been stepping up to him. This is the first time you got to remember, this is the first time since LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love that they've had 3 All-Stars on the team this year. This is the first time it's been since the LeBron era. So it's not up to Donovan for them to step up. I need for Garland and Mobley to step up, because that's the future of the team sitting right there. Donovan is the now. I need for Evan Mobley, with the fact that he's averaging 20 and 9. I need that to be like a 24 and 10 by the time we get into the playoffs. And I need for Garland to be in the 16 to 19 range by the time we get in the playoffs. Now, if that happens, while Donovan is averaging his 20, because if you look at the numbers, this is the lowest he's ever been since he was his first 2 years at Utah.
Yes.
And that was when they were dominating. So he's doing what he's made if there's anybody that's made the biggest sacrifice out of this team this year, it's Donovan Mitchell. Because if you look at what Kenny Atkinson has done, he's chopped his minutes down to about 5 minutes lower. He's not even playing like 35 to 38 minutes. He's literally only playing 30 minutes because they're blowing everybody out. If you look how they start with Garland and Mobley. They get them going first with Jared Allen, and by the time the third quarter comes, like we've been wondering why. Like remember we asked why Donovan Mitchell's numbers always low by the first half. It's because they let Garland and Evan Mobley go on.
Because he know he gonna
By
get
the
his
time
bucket.
the third quarter comes and they try to figure out why they got to guard
Yeah.
them too, here comes Donovan Mitchell with his stuff.
Right.
So the plan is working. It just doesn't work when they play Boston. And that's the part I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
You can do this to every team in the East, but Boston. You're 0-2 against
And
them
that's
right
why
now.
they're one of
Can't
my
figure out
questions.
that.
Now, question 2. David mentioned it, but he didn't mention it right. So I'm going to mention it for him correctly. Dallas, you're not making the playoffs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not. Y'all want to talk about Golden State going to make the playoffs? Somebody got to leave. Dallas one of them. If they can't get no bigs healthy, they ain't going to playoffs.
I don't want to count out Kid. That's my only concern.
I don't want to count them out either.
I get it. No, don't be wrong. I get it. I get it. It's bad because right now you're probably not going to have the bids for the next month. And this month right here is crucial. And I understand that. But I also understand that I have 2 champions that have been in this spot before and know how to get out of messes. I know how Kyrie and Clay has been in far the worse situations than they were in now. So I get it. So the only reason why I'm not really counting them out is because the bottom of the West is somewhat teams that like you said, Golden State. They're so I don't even like right now. I get it. They're on the high with Jimmy Butler right now, and they've been undefeated since he's been there. They only have 1 loss. I just need to see it. I need to see it when Golden State is down and out against a good team. Because let's just be frank, their 4 games they played so far, they've been okay teams, the bottom tier teams. When they get out of this break and when they start playing teams like a healthy Phoenix, the Lakers, like I said, OKC. Like remember, their 1 loss is the OKC with Jimmy Butler, and they blew them out the water. I need you to see to beat a team like that. I need to see you beat a team like the Clippers, who's fighting to try to stay relevant with a Kawhi Leonard. If you can beat teams that are like right there near where you're in the pecking order, then I can be like, all right, I can believe in Golden State and Steph Curry. But until they show me that, I'm not counting Dallas out yet. Because now Kyrie is like, okay, I got to take over. Because we haven't seen this version of Kyrie in so long. He's been the I can step back and roll because he's had Luka, or he's been the step back role because he's had KD. He's never had to take over a team probably since
Cleveland.
Boston.
Oh, Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah.
Boston was the last team before while Tatum and Brown were babies. I think Boston was the last team he really had to take over in order for him to be who he is. So I'm not going to count them out just yet. But are they like as Antonio say? Are they on DEFCON 4 and 5 right now? Yeah, yeah. But they're getting out of it. I don't know how they're getting out of it, but they're getting out.
Okay, now, so let's ask the intriguing question. At the end of the season, who will be the MVP?
Jokic.
Wow.
Jokic.
Okay, explain your reasoning.
Triple-double machine. His stat. It's either between him and SGA. But SGA.
Who you think?
Oh no. I need David. No. David, I need one.
Jokic.
I don't need
That's
two.
that's why your name is what your name is.
I'm going with Jokic.
Okay, just stick with that.
Thank you. Shoot. I always keep it following. Lone Wolf, what you got?
My mind telling me SGA. And my mind is going with SGA. Man been averaging 30 points a game. As a matter of fact, he been one of the reasons why OKC is blowing teams out the water. with some help and some friends. So give me SGA.
Rob.
This is the SGA award. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I love how Jokic is being who he is. Arguably, this is probably his best season he's had. Even with the MVPs he's won, this is still his best season. But the fact that they still kick it past OKC, I'm going to lean on the fact that winning matters. And when you're looking at the definition of that award, granted, yes, if you take Jokic off Denver, they are terrible.
Absolutely.
But if you take SGA off that OKC team right now, they are not even relevant. At least with Denver still has other pieces that can formulate to being somewhat of a good team. I can't formulate a team without SGA and OKC.
Mm-mm.
It's just clear as day. We saw it with the one game he set out. The one game he set out, they were irrelevant. They were irrelevant.
Oh,
this is SGA's team, and this is his award.
I think that was a Minnesota game, I believe, he set out before the All-Star game.
Yep, and you saw the score of that game. And ever since then, SGA ain't sitting down no more.
Ant-Man had a field day that day.
Rob. Question.
Sir.
Most valuable player in the National Basketball Association sometimes have narratives attached to it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't need to have anything else. SGA got this.
I'm right there with you.
Simple. My reason is easy. Jokic, how many times you won the MVP?
Right.
If he wins it, I think this will be his fourth. He won it 3 times already now.
Yeah.
This will be number 4.
How much time SGA got it?
None.
Zip.
You think the beat writers want to see that?
They on Jokic. They on him.
That's not my question. That's not my question. They're not on him. They're not on him.
It's time.
Right
Chef,
now,
it's time for the change.
Right now, SGA is currently a 6-1 favorite to win the MVP.
Chef, it's time for change of the guard in the MVP.
That's exactly my point.
It's got to happen this year.
That's exactly my point. In order for SGA to lose the MVP, they have to lose where they at in the West.
Or SGA got to get injured. One or two.
And I don't see neither happening.
Nope.
So they're gonna be a top.
Plus you got to remember, they just got Chet Holmgren back. But now you add another element that he ain't really got to do as much as rebounding. So that eliminates that. And then you got Isaiah Hartenstein. So
they only have 10 losses of the season. They only have 10 losses.
So does Cleveland.
They don't have the MVP over there.
And they've already split between the two. So that's already.
They don't have an MVP over in Cleveland. OKC does.
In those 2 games, the home team won both of them.
Right.
So I don't care. SGA gonna win this year, and it's not even gonna be close. The only way it's gonna happen is unless he injured or they lose the number 1 seed, and I don't see them losing either. Now,
and even if he falls down to 2, he'll still get it.
Yep. Overwhelming favorite. Yep.
Yes.
Overwhelming favorite. Yes. You're gonna get it this year. You got it. He was robbed last year of it.
I agree.
Better believe it.
He was robbed last year. He will get it this year.
Who won it last year?
What?
Who won it last year?
Jokic.
Embiid won it last year. Oh yeah, Jokic. And then the year before that was Embiid.
But guess what?
Embiid won it last year, right?
No, the year before that.
No, Embiid won it the year before.
Jokic won it last year.
Jokic won it last year.
Jokic
and this year, SGA about to right the wrong that's right.
Now, Now, I will ask y'all one more question before we move on to collage.
Huh?
Who y'all think from last year playoffs in the NBA that made the playoffs ain't making it?
Ain't making it.
All right.
So you're saying the team that made the playoffs last year is not going to make it
I already
this
said
year?
my team already.
You said Dallas.
Yeah, he said Sacramento. He
I
picked
did
two.
too.
He said
But
Sacramento
if I
and
want
Dallas.
to be the main target, Sacramento.
That's interesting because the Rosen they're playing real well.
They are. Ooh, that's tough.
I know.
I'm gonna say Phoenix.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna say Phoenix.
They are in a lot of trouble right now.
I'm gonna say Phoenix.
I think they're more in trouble because of the Bradley Beal deal and all that. I think once KD and them get back in the order, I think they'll be
And
fine.
You
New
think they're gonna
York.
make playoffs?
Who? Phoenix?
Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. They'll make the playoffs. They'll be right there. They'll be right there in the play-in situation, but they're gonna play like an 8th seed that's not really
I
supposed to
really
be there.
think real
They'll be
talk,
fine.
real talk. The team I think gonna shock everybody this year and make the playoffs is the Spurs. I really think
We better make a push
they
now, man,
they
because
gonna have
I
no
don't
choice
see
but
it.
to. Remember, they just got Darren Fox. They just got Fox, and I
Like
sit
I
there and
and like I
say San
said
Antonio
last
got a
week,
squad. They got a good young talented squad. They do. They just
but like
got to
I
put it together.
right,
Hmm.
but like I said last
Let me see
week
something
or the week
here.
before that, that those games like Charlotte and Orlando that we should have won may come back to harm us.
No, don't sleep on Orlando now.
I tell
Whoa,
you,
don't sleep on Orlando.
No, we had to lead on Orlando and we gave it up. We had to lead in Charlotte
You know
and
why
we
y'all
gave it
lost that
up.
game, right?
So
You know,
those two games that we should have won is they're
no,
going to come back and haunt us.
you're not gonna say that. You know why? You know
I'm a
why?
Spurs. I'm a Spurs fan.
I
I'm gonna be
understand.
realistic.
I understand.
So if we don't make the play-in tournament, it's because those two games we lost that we should
Okay,
have won.
let me ask you a question. Why did the Spurs? And I want you to be honest. Why did the
Mm-hmm.
Spurs been losing them close games like that? Let's keep it real.
oh, I can answer that very quickly. Antonio, you ain't
I
got to
got
answer that. We have not had our guy back since the incident.
Okay.
That is the ultimate reason why we have not been winning these close games. Coaching.
Okay.
I'll give you the absolute answer. It is
That
coaching.
that
Pop is the
I
best
agree.
coach ever, and you're telling me that I got to deal with an interim coach who don't know how to coach
Right.
these guys, and the fact that he's 2 games under 500 is incredible, and that's just off of
Right.
talent. We should be over 500 with Pop,
I agree.
but I don't have
I
that
agree.
right now,
nah.
But
and I don't think I'm going to
I want
have
to
that
say
for the
this
rest of the
too. I
season.
want to say this to you, Rob. You're absolutely right. It is the coaching. But I'm gonna say this too. Your boy Wemby, he be playing timid. You're 7,
But that's where the
no,
coaching
no, no,
comes in
no.
at.
That's what no.
Because
That's
if
what the
that was
IQ and the awareness of someone who's 7'3", 7'5", under the rim. Bro, he ain't even got to jump to
You
touch the
wait,
rim.
wait,
He put his
wait, wait.
hands out the
You
paint on the
wait,
rim.
wait, wait,
yeah,
wait.
but David,
No,
no,
you
That
hold up,
game,
I gotta
wait,
you
go.
time out.
I gotta
That
go.
you
game against
want
David,
Orlando.
don't
That
get
David,
game
it.
hold
against
on,
Orlando. Wait.
Antonio,
You know you
Antonio,
can
I
hold
got it,
on.
Hold on. Hold on.
Raise my hand. Raise my hand.
Rob.
I got him, I
That
got him.
game against
Hold
Orlando.
on, David. Rob, speak.
Hold on, sir.
Rob, back.
Let's get one
I
thing
got it.
covered here. We've had a David Robinson. We've had a guy named Tim Duncan who never played basketball until the day he turned 18 and went into Wake Forest. He didn't know how to play. He just used his height. But guess who taught him the fundamentals of the game and how he got there? There's a guy by the name of Greg Popovich. Greg is the one that told him, hey, you are 7 foot. You can get the bucket in there anytime you want to. And every time you get into that little center, that little square thing called a block, I want you to get right there and aim for that block. Every single time. Back to the basket, turn to face it, bank shot. You're going to get the same 2 points as much as you would inside. That is coaching. He has made Tony Parker, who was a last pick in the first round, a Hall of Famer. Tony Parker that, granted, yes. Was he a foreigner? Yes. Was he soft? Yes. But what did he do? He made him a better point guard by telling him, I'm going to give you the ball. You are going to run this team. And whatever happens, you feed it to 21. Every time we get a pick and roll, you will dump it to 21 and you get a bucket. That's just not IQ. That is coaching. Greg Popovich has been coaching the Spurs for over 20 years. He has seen horrible players into good players. He's made good players into great players, and he has made great players into Hall of Famers. I've seen this man made this team go into the playoffs 20 straight seasons.
20 straight years. Seasons, yeah. I agree.
And mind you, he just got a Victor Wembanyama. Last year, he was just teaching him just how to live in the States. He's never been anywhere else.
Right.
Outside of France. This is his first year in San Antonio in the United States. He's grooming him. He was right there on the cusp of it. And something happened to him. So now not only you're losing the person who has been the stable of the San Antonio Spurs,
losing the heart of the team.
That's the heartbeat. When I don't have the heartbeat, this team doesn't really like the fact that they got 26 wins just off the fact that Wemby is 7'4".
Right.
Just call it what it is. They got 26 wins just because of the fact that that he's 7'4". And Pop made it clear throughout the beginning of the season. Last year, they were just trying to play the game. This year was the year that he was going to teach them how to win. Because he saw the potential of what Wemby can do. He just needed to get them to understand how to win these close games. But I can't do that when I am sidelined. This is just like, I hate to say this. This is just like the Lakers. Remember they showed the show on HBO and how the assistant for the Lakers in the 80s had to be that guy because the actual guy that was the stable of the team was the head coach, and he made that offense to what the Showtime Lakers offense was. But the assistant was like, "Oh, I gotta be this," and he was stumbling and he was scared to death. That's our assistant right now.
Jerry West was coach.
That's our assistant right now.
Jerry West was the head coach at the time.
Yeah, that's our assistant right now. He's just trying to make it by. And the fact that he's right there on the cusp of being in the play-in is scaring the hell out of him. Because he doesn't know how to play. He doesn't know how to coach these coach moments. That's why Chris Paul is there. Chris Paul is the one that's been probably coaching his team for the majority of the season.
I agree.
Certain things that Chris Paul cannot do that Greg Popovich has done, which is win. Chris Paul has not seen. He's only seen the finals one time and lost.
With Phoenix, yeah. Phoenix, yeah.
Pop has done this for 20 years, and he's got 5 of them things with a great player beside him. So don't tell me that he's just having bad IQs. He's going to have bad IQs. He's only in year 2. The only person I've seen with a great IQ walking through the door from the very beginning until now is the one that's still playing right now, and he's with the Lakers. He's the only one I've seen from the start of his career to right now has had a high basketball IQ. He's the only one I've seen. So don't bring up IQ to me when it comes to Victor Wembanyama when he's still trying to figure it out. And the fact that they got 26 wins just off of the fact that he's averaging 25, 10, and 3 blocks. Let the others get involved and let them learn how to win. Then this team can be what they are. I don't see the San Antonio Spurs making it anyway.
Right.
If I had De'Aaron Fox with a Greg Popovich right now, well, absolutely. There ain't no question. because Pop is going to find that one button to push Fox into that mode where he's clutch and they win.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get that right now because I don't have him. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if he's ever coming back. Let's just call it what it is. So now, to originally answer your question, Ali, who do I think that's make the playoffs that's not going to make it this year? I'm not even going west. I'm going to go east, and I'm going to say
Miami.
Woo!
No.
I'm going to say Miami.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Miami deal because I think they're now, and once they got rid of Jimmy, they feel good about themselves. But I don't think Tyler Hero can take the mantle of this team now. I don't.
And
I
Andrew
don't
Wiggins
think
ain't enough.
Bam can do it either. No. Andrew Wiggins will never be enough. I hate to say this. When they got rid of Andrew Wiggins, they got rid of the person that I hate to say this. They got rid of the soul. They got rid of. I hate to say this. Golden State got rid of Andrew Wiggins' soul.
Yeah.
Because I believe his soul was back with Golden State because he felt like I'm a part of a team again that's actually good for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when you traded him off and you trade him to Miami, it's almost like his death sentence was right there.
Now,
so I don't. I think it's gonna be Miami.
Now, Rob, since you said Miami, my thing is this: what's gonna happen with Eric Spoelstra since he's been missing the playoffs for a couple times?
Miami was in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but they get.
Yeah, they were in the playoffs last year.
They
They were in the playoffs last year,
him.
but Jimmy got hurt.
They ain't gonna do nothing to him. Remember,
they're not gonna do nothing. They're not gonna do nothing to him yet.
In the year prior to that, am I correct? Miami went to the NBA Finals against them.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They ain't gonna do nothing.
They ain't going nowhere.
Spo is Miami for life.
Yeah.
He's Miami for life, unless the only way I can see Miami just saying good riddance to him is if he's got to have a catastrophic year to the point where they have no choice.
Mm.
And until that happens, as long as they stay competitive, it doesn't matter what happens to him. He's just going to be there for the rest of his time when he wants to retire. So nothing's going to happen to Spo. If anything, that might be stepping down. That might be the thing that can happen. Because Pat is about to be Pat is 82, 83?
Yeah, Pat might be
He's
giving
up
it up.
there.
Yeah, right there. He got rid of the bad bone to the Heat. So he did his job. After this year, I think he's gonna be gone.
But here's the thing about that though. He might have given up the bad apple to it, but that apple is still rotten because of what he brought to the culture right now. He's not in tune into what these players are really wanting. So at the same time, you can bite a piece of that bad apple, but that bad apple is still bad because it's still under your leadership because you are the guy that's picking these players.
Right.
And I'm still trying to understand what a team that has a no state income tax, why ain't these high priced players going to Miami? Well, at the end of the day, if KD ain't going to Miami, Bradley Beal ain't going to Miami, Dame ain't going to Miami, all these guys that were top free agents last year didn't go to Miami. There's only one person they need to look at.
And Pat Riley be 80 in March.
That's my point. He's not in tune to it. It's time for them. I hate to say this. Not only is it time for the team to go younger, it's time for the organization to go younger.
And Bradley Beal is from Florida.
No.
Exactly. Went to Florida. Went to Florida. Right there in the backyard.
Yeah.
No state income tax. And nobody wants to go to Miami.
Okay.
Pat, it might be time for you to go.
Okay. Well, we got a few minutes here, so let's go ahead real fast. Let's talk about some collage because March is coming. Y'all saw the other day, South Carolina had a over 40 game winning streak at home. UConn women went in there and interrupt Don Staley proceedings. I'll tell you this much. Women's college basketball is in a great place.
So is the WNBA.
Oh, definitely in a great place. And by the way, we just went ahead and dismantled UVA. That wasn't no surprise. Cooper Flag had a double-double. Good call.
I
Your
called
call.
it out.
Good call. Can't get right. You called it earlier on the double-double. He had 19. He had like 19 and 14 rebounds.
Nice. So he hit the PRA.
Yeah. Told you he only missed it twice. We're definitely gonna get into more college next week because we're definitely gonna get into more college next week at our podcast because now we're now going into once a week. So now we can actually have more time to talk about more of these sports. But Rob, I was saying UConn upsetting South Carolina yesterday.
You.
Huh?
We couldn't hear you. Oh, couldn't hear him. Yes. I think you were trying to say something, but
Yeah.
I was saying we're gonna get into more college in the men and the women next week because March is coming up. Actually, in the next 2 weeks, I believe we'll be into March.
2 to 3 weeks.
Yep. Before we get into March, so we'll have a more ready spread of the college outlook. Cause right now we live in the NFL, and
Okay,
now
is that better?
we're into the NBA season and the college season. So you start transitioning into that.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, the women. I've been. I hate to say this. I've been watching more of the women than the men.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, we need to get him back. I do agree with him though. The women,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The
women
women's basketball been
basketball is kicking on.
there's a good game coming up now. There's a good game coming up with Juju and them.
Yep. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I would say I love how the game is in a good spot right now. For the most part, the women's have been very good, especially tonight. I mean, I think it was what Duke versus Notre Dame. That was tonight. I think Notre Dame held on, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they beat.
Notre Dame
Okay,
beat about
good. Oh, yeah.
15.
Oh, even better. Perfect.
Ooh. Hold on.
Man.
Hold on, we get him back here.
I was in dead space or what?
Body in a dead space.
But yeah, the
Boy,
women are more competing more than men. And keep in mind,
Absolutely.
around next 2 weeks will be upset weeks coming.
there's been already upsets already
Oh
happening this
yeah, there's
season, my
more
brother.
coming. There's more coming.
Oh, we know there's more coming. There's gonna be some more teams crying, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what I was saying. We're gonna get into more of this college next week when we have a more spread of who is number one and everything and all of that. But right now we're definitely gonna go ahead and sign off. Rob, go ahead real quick. What you were saying in your last? What you were saying last?
Oh, I think the women are great. I think everything is going to be fine with the women. That's all I got. And
Yes.
I can't wait to see Juju because I don't think there's a legit number one seed.
No, like I said, we will be talking about the college next week because we were talking about the NFL and the NBA. We're gonna have a more spread next week between the men and the women. So at least we'll know who is what, where they stand, Jolinardi and all that other happy good stuff. But for right now, we'll go
Right
ahead
now,
and sign off.
yep,
That's it.
and keep in mind Thursday will be the championship final between Canada and USA. But the But the bad news is we don't know the status of Bradley Kachuk's injury.
Well, they were fighting the other day, whooping the Canadians' ass, which I love to see. 3 fights in the first 9 seconds. I love it.
Yeah, but Bradley Kachuk is injured from that Sweden game. His brother Matthew was a healthy scratch. So we don't know if Bradley Kachuk will be ready to go Thursday.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and we'll sign off. Like I said, we're on to once a week now. So we're on once a week, so we get to be on there a little longer. We get to talk about a little more stuff. But next week, like I said, we'll talk more college. Little bit of the NFL, probably a little off-season news, and definitely get into some hockey because the 4 nations going on next week and the second half of their season going on too. So until then, y'all have a blessed week. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other, please. Be safe. Grind hard so you can work, so you can play harder. All right. Y'all have a blessed week. We out.